Hey guys, Asian Legend here. Today I'm be taking my time out to make another build update video on my Tri-Elemental Tactician. I'm gonna be going over some passive tree changes, skill jump changes, and equipment changes. I'm not gonna make this a super long video and kind of really explain everything, but I will definitely explain some of the new stuff I added to the build. With that being said, I will have a reference video down in the description and comments below if you guys need a reference of the build itself. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and just hop right in. Okay, so build-wise, it's been fairly the same, except I did add a scepter to my build. So I actually use this with a weapon swap mechanic that I did add to the build, which I will go over later in my passive tree. But in terms of the scepter, all you really need to worry about is this aura magnitude stat here. Reason being is because it's for my banner skills. I also do play with friends in the standard and help them get carried or help them do damage on bosses, so that's kind of why I also have these allies in your presence deal all this extra stuff. Given the fact too, I am wearing this helmet, so my presence radius while I'm using the scepter is really big. So it kind of helps with that. But I did get discipline on there for maximum total energy shield. Kind of irrelevant for me, but in case I have allies that need it, it's kind of nice to have. So I did chose discipline because all the other ones gave like elemental resist, and I'm like, I don't think I need to do that if I'm using banners, so that's why I chose discipline. So, but as far as the scepter goes, if you don't really care about the allies and your presence buffs, you could just go for just aura magnitude on the scepter. So yeah, more on that later when I go on my passive tree. So of course, this is on weapon set 1, and the main is still on weapon set 2. And I believe in the last video, I did have spirit gems on my runes right here, but I no longer need to have that as the case. So instead, some of the spirit costs went towards my scepter, and so then I got damage back instead of having spirit. So pretty nice. So I basically got some damage back doing this method here with the weapon swap, which I'll go over more later. Helmet, nothing's really changed here. I'm just trying out the increased charm charges gain. Previously it was maximum mana, just like 9% maximum mana. I did put back one maximum rage jewel on here, but yeah, I typically went with 9% increased mana, but figured I'm putting range into the build again, so I put back maximum rage on the helmet here. So of course you can only use one, so yeah. But yeah, just giving these charm charges gain a try. I might actually go back to the mana, but it just seems to be working all right for me, so I guess I'll roll with it. All right, the amulet, I did change my instill to Craving Slaughter. Craving Slaughter, as you can see here, 8+8 to maximum rage each time you use a skill that requires glory in the past 6 seconds up to 5 times. Banners require glory and their skills, so every time I use a banner, I get +8 to maximum rage. So pretty nice, especially with this animation canceling tech with the banners, which I'll show you guys later on in the video. So look forward to that. So other than that, I believe it's all pretty much the same. Yeah, so okay, I did change this ring out. I got more tier 1 damage here for lightning, cold, and fire, and then I also originally when I bought this, it had skill speed on it, and I swapped that out for lightning and chaos, which is what I needed for the build. And yeah, so pretty much all tier 1 mods on this unset ring, which is really nice. Herald armor here, the Coming Calamity. Not much has really changed, besides I put quality instead of Amanumu's Gaze and the Iron Rune, I believe. I do have a lot of skills that benefit from quality, so I figured this would be the most appropriate choice for the armor. Yeah, I could give myself some more defense, of course, with iron runes, but I'm like, I think it's fine, you know? So I put quality in there. I was like, why not, you know? So it's been working out well for me. I have a lot of skills that benefit from quality, so I take it, you know? This layer has been pretty much unchanged. Nothing new here. I did get a newer version with the painter's glove, which I did craft myself. I didn't buy it this time. So I took a 2-slot and made this a 3-slot. Basically, this used to be like 10-10-9. Now it's 10-10-10. Very small difference, but you know, every bit counts, you know? So it's basically pretty much perfectly rolled, and I'm super happy with it. I'm really sad it's not a foil one, because I really like these gloves, but I'll take it, you know? So pretty much perfectly rolled, which is pretty much ideal for min-maxing reasons. So yeah, so definitely have these perfectly rolled, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah. In my last build video, I did put on the Headhunter. You can still technically use it on this build, but I swapped it out for Darkness Enthroned Fine Belt instead. As you can see here, I have, for runes on here, the body armor version with reduced effect that curses on me, and plus to armor per 1 spirit. Basically, when you add these to the belt, in this case 99% increased effective socket of items, basically 99% reduced effect that curses on you, which is basically unaffected by curses. Like, you can go in like Trial of Sekimas or any map, get cursed, 0%. Yeah, it says 99%, but I believe the game just rounds up, so it'll just say 0%. So I'm basically unaffected by curses, but not immune to curses. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, so that's what I did change for the belt. You can still use Headhunter if you don't really care about that, but you would have to put these onto the armor, which I don't think is really ideal. So I kind of like it rolling this way, just because I also get flash charges per second. Doesn't seem like much, but given I use a lot of, I have a lot of flask usage in my build, it actually is quite nice. So yeah, so this belt definitely used in my build. I'm actually pretty happy with it. So it's a pretty nice belt. I would say it's underrated a little bit. Everybody always use Headhunter. I don't know why, but there are way better options than Headhunter. Just people are just, I don't know what to say. So if you're going for like Endgame to be like multi-purpose content, not just maps, you want to go with this belt. This belt is so good. So I ain't gonna say more about that. Up to you on the guys that you guys can still use Headhunter, like I said, but that's the belt I went with for now, and it's been working great, so I'll roll with it. Okay, Entropy Urge, Serpent Scale boots, pretty much the same. I believe I still had Vision runes on my sockets too, so nothing has changed here. Olroth's Flats did get buffed. I said that in my previous video. Guard is now 20 seconds, so I'm using one of this. Now, this charm I did put immunity to ignite, but honestly, you can kind of change this to like something else instead. Like maybe be immune to bleeding or immune to poison, whatever you find it's more annoying to you. But yeah, so I'm just using this immunity to ignite, and because I get ignited ground, and also a chance to gain a charge when I kill an enemy, which is nice. So I ain't gonna complain about that. This has been the same. That's a Thong Charm, nothing changed. Still using the Rite of Passage Golden Charm. Spirited Wolf, still the same. This is a new item they added in the recent update. And this one is the Lavienga's Spirit Gargantuan Mana Flask. I hope I said that right. But basically, it's an always-on flask for mana. Basically, if you have like Mind over Matter, you can basically always get extra regen from this flask because it's always being active. So I'll just show you here. So currently, let me just show you here. So without it, my mana regen's like 29.3, as you can see. But when I have it on, since it's always on, that regen also applies to my mana recovery per second. Really good for mind over matter builds because your mana recovery is basically cut in half. So that's the idea of that. So I actually quite like it, and it's a perfect solution to the mana flask issues in terms of like unique mana flask, because Melting Maelstrom I didn't find was very good for my build. So this would actually be a more appropriate fit for my build, which I'm actually pretty happy with. So that's why I went with Lavinga's Spirit's Gargantuan Mana Flask. So yeah, there is the equipment. I'm gonna go over the gems real quick here. Not gonna be too long, but yeah, just give me a sec. Okay, crossbow shot. I did say these don't matter, but if you want to make them matter, I just put elemental damage, an interaxible critical 1, pinpoint critical, ambush, and rising tempest. Basically, the idea is I'm taking advantage of crit on this crossbow shot, but of course, if you don't really care about whatever blue gems you put on, you could just do the same like I did in the previous video. But if you want to kind of make crossbow shot useful, you could put these gems in there if you want. So totally up to you on that. So otherwise, you can just leave it alone. But I only use this to have majority to chill. So basically, more blue gems is required, which I need more blue gems to be immune to chill. So that's why I have 1 extra here. So yeah. Discipline comes with my scepter. You can probably just leave this empty if you want, but I just have it just to put jewels in. But yeah, you could just probably leave it empty. You can probably don't even have to use it. There isn't many options you can use for discipline. So I'm very stacked when it comes to spirit gems, spirit support gems in that matter. So there wasn't very many options for me to choose from. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, so discipline, you could probably just leave it empty. Otherwise, you could put stuff on it if you maybe need some more of a particular gem. So up to you on that. So there you have that. Like I said, I only mainly use this for like support. I don't really actually use this for like myself. So in case I have a friend that needs a little bit more energy shield, I can basically use this, no problem. So yeah. Herald of Ash, Herald of Ice, Herald of Thunder. Still only the 4-socket version. I can still never find a level 20 or find one myself. I got all of them with Deadly Herald. This one, and this one. I did remember in the last video I had Concentrated Area, so I found out the extra area damage doesn't really work for this because of the fact you're not doing any area damage. You're doing ignite damage from overkill damage, but it's not like hit damage kind of thing. You know what I mean? You're doing area damage to inflict an ailment, not actually hitting them. So it's honestly better to go with more area effect than less and have more damage. So appropriately, this would be the best choice for Herald of Ash. So that's why I went with Magnified Area 2. And then I had for Herald of Ice and Herald of Thunder, I have this one. I have Biting Frost too. Can't inflict freeze buildup, which is fine because by default you can't do freeze buildup on Herald of Ice anyways. So ends up being a perfect choice for that. So yeah. Same thing with Herald of Thunder in terms of shocks. So I can't inflict shocks. So instead, I have lightning damage contributing to electrocution buildup, which has synergy with my Ascendancy passive, which gives 40% more immobilization buildup because electrocution is a form of immobilization. So this is actually quite nice for Herald of Thunder because it synergizes well with my Ascendancy passive. So yeah, that's pretty much the same there. Explosive Shot, I did make some changes here as well. I no longer have Streamline Rounds, which is the one that gives you like +5 to, but you get like more attack speed and less reload speed, but you get 5 extra rounds. Because of Arjun's medal, I don't necessarily need the extra bolts because I'm basically replenishing them back. So in return, I get damage back instead, and I use that for basically movement penalty, which I did take that away on the tree, which I will go over later in my passive tree. But basically, explosive shot, it's got a lot of more damage now than before, and you could basically run and gun with it. So yeah, so that's what I changed with explosive shot. Stormblast unchanged. Emergency reload has been unchanged. But there's a gem that I want to get once stuff gets moved over to standard, which I'll show you here. It's Series and Patience. So you get 100% increased cooldown recovery rate with this, which is absolutely insane. And you can put this on emergency reload, and basically you can use it like probably like once every 20 seconds or 15. I'm not sure how the calculation works, but this thing's gonna have even less cooldown. So that's gonna be really, really nice. So when that comes to standard, I will be replacing that with that Series Patience. So yeah, all the other gems are pretty much unchanged. I still have life tap, more duration, profanity too. You could probably swap this off with something else realistically, but I need another blue gem, so I was like, hey, let's put another blue gem on it. Not going to really benefit from this, but I just need another blue gem. So yeah, there you go. Okay. Now, this is where things get interesting. So, my banners are still the same here. I have War banner and Defiance banner, but I also added Dread banner to the build. So, I'm no longer using Scavenge Plating. So, I took that out for Dread banner, but you'll see why later, why I took it out. But basically, I'm going a triple banner setup for basically survivability and basically tons more damage. So, as far as gems are concerned, pretty much the same. Refraction 2, Refraction 1. Thorn Skin, I could probably take this out for something else. I don't even know why I have it there, but I'll just take it out for something else. But basically, the gems for the banner on the last video are pretty much the same. Of course, War banner has Dureso's Passion, so obviously you can only put one of those. But Defiance and Dread banner, if you're putting like gems on it, just be the same kind of gems you would put on either one. So yeah, but yeah, it's not active right now because it's assigned to weapon set 1. So when I do switch to it, watch, I'll show you. Now it's active. So by default, this, as you can see, is 30% more armor, 25% more damage, maximum to all elemental resists. These banners give buffs, you get the idea. So they give you buffs, and these buffs here, what they show, are only reflective of like base level without any like modifiers to magnitude or anything. But say if I go to my tooltip here, see, as you can see, because I don't have it active, it's just 25% more attack damage, 50% accuracy, 25% attack speed, you name it. Once I activate my scepter, when I weapon swap, look what happens. It goes up 49, 99, and 49, which is absolutely insane. So instead of the base 25 more attack damage, you're actually getting 49, 99, and 49. So a lot of people don't seem to know this, but this tooltip isn't always reflective, or the skill tooltip is not always reflective what you're actually going to see in the actual tooltip. So you should always check your tooltip to see the realistically how much you're going to gain from using these banners. So as you can see here, I did gain quite a bit, and that's because I stacked a lot of aura magnitude on the tree, which I'll show you guys in a second here. So as you can see, War banner got buffed, Defiance banner got buffed. So it was like 30, now it's 59, which is basically doubled. Pretty much all of these are like doubled. So this used to be like 4, now it's 8. Basically all my effects on my banners are pretty much doubled when I weapon swap, which is really, really cool. So, the cool thing about this, right? When you use the banners, and then you weapon swap back, you still get the same percentage of buffs even before you weapon swap back. So anytime you use these banner skills on the other weapon set, basically even when you switch back, you're still going to get the same equivalent buffs even though you don't have the scepter equipped, which is really cool. So yeah, so that's why I have the scepter on the build, to utilize weapon swapping for my banners. I'll just show you right now. It is really nice for like just kind of face tanking stuff and just survivability in general, and you just move so freaking fast. Like just having these banners out, I'm normally 59 movement speed. Now I'm at 118, which is absolutely insane. And of course, this is when I'm standing in the banner, but that's a huge difference in just moving around and dodging things when you need to. So, basically, Aura Magnitude basically buffs the crap out of these banners, and it's just really, really nice. So, in this case, Defiance Banner and Scavenge Paint, if you basically combine those together, it's basically one super buff Defiance Banner in terms of armor rating. So that's why I took off Scavenge Plating and put on Dread Banner instead. So by utilizing Aura Magnitude, you can make your banners really, really OP. So yeah, so that is why I'm using the Scepter on the build, and that is why it's important for the build in terms of the banners. So yeah, not going to go over too much more into that, but yeah, so those are the banners that I have. So yeah, yeah, I'm going to probably change Thorn's skin out. I don't even know why I have it on the build. I'm not using the Scavenger Plating anymore, so kind of weird that I have that on the build. So I'm probably just going to change it out. So yeah. Okay. Eternal Rage. I'm still using that with the same gems here as well as Berserk. I'm not going to go too much more to that. Trinity, Time of Need, and Mana Remnants are still the same. So yeah. But the biggest change is the banners. So yeah. Okay, so we're going to go over the passive tree now, and I'll show you how things work here. Okay? So, right now, I am on weapon set 2. So, basically, between these two, I basically removed points from my Herald's damage here, because that's on weapon set 2. And I put points into weapon set 1 when I swapped to this for more magnitude here, as you can see. It's like 4 here, and then 3, and then I had another point here somewhere, but as you can see right here, it just kind of just swaps seamlessly. So, weapon set 2, I'm on the Heralds, which I'm using for the build. That's going to be active. When I go to weapon set 1 with the Scepter, I have Aura Magnitude and Presence here, which is really nice. So yeah. Also, another thing that is weapon swapped here is this part of the tree. So, when I'm on weapon set 2, I do have these active. Oh, and by the way, I did get a new jewel. So, this is basically equivalent to the other green jewels I have, but it's basically dependent on notable passives and small passives and radius. And I figured, with the way I kind of built this, I made it work really well. So basically, I did end up putting some points into Surrounded, which I would say if you're farming like really like tough maps with lots of enemies, you're 100% of the time you're going to be surrounded. So this ended up being a good pick for the build, and it just gives me more attack damage and more movement speed and dodge roll distance. Also giving me damage recoup for every notable passive. So there's 5 of them in this little passive radius here. That's 5% of damage recouped as life. So also these smaller passives, I get elemental damage and projectile damage. I really wanted attack damage instead of projectile, but I was like, I'm okay with projectile. So I figured I'd just roll with it. It was already pretty good. I wanted attack damage just to benefit my heroes, not just projectiles skills that I have. So that's kind of why I want attack damage. But I was like, yeah, I guess I'll roll with it. So yeah, so all these passives here basically come out to basically stronger than a typical green jewel that I usually have here. So let's just say, for example, let me find one here, like this one. 4% attack speed with crossbows, another 4% just in general, and then attack and elemental damage. When you factor all these together in this little radius here, that's basically 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. If I said that right. Yeah, 18. So it'd be 18 elemental, 18 projectile, which is actually stronger than just a single green jewel that I usually have on the tree. As far as attack speed goes, since there's 5 notable passives here, that's basically 10 attack speed with those and just 10 attack speed in general, which is really, really nice. So I did put a time loss jewel onto the build to kind of give things a spin here, and it seems to be working quite nicely. So, but yeah, I had this active when I'm on weapon set 2. Weapon set 1, I have more magnitude and more buffs to my banners here, so this is why I have points there to allocate into my banners here. So yeah, really nice there. So that's to kind of continue the theme here of more magnitude and to buff my banners. So yeah, okay, so same thing on this side of the tree. I took away this points here to buff my banners, and this here as well. So yeah, you pretty much get the idea. Okay, now I do have some more weapon swap points up here. So this line here, all the way past to aura magnitude here. I'll just show you here. You just pass all the way down to there. Technically speaking, I actually probably could save a few points here. Let me just see here. Oh wait, never mind, I can't. So basically, I just have aura magnitude path all the way to here, here, here. And then I go down here, get some more presence in aura magnitude. I could go for this too, and you might be wondering why I didn't go for them, but the reason is because I don't have my aura buffs do not affect allies, and since I do buff my allies a lot, this is kind of not really good for me. And I think it's kind of bugged too, so I kind of was like, I didn't want to really use it. So I figured I already had plenty of aura magnitude on the build, but realistically, if I wanted to, I could swap points out of here and put it up to there for more magnitude. Yeah, but I do like the presence effect, even though my presence is already really, really big because of my Alpha Howl's armored cap. Yeah, so I'll probably be changing maybe some of these points out, but the idea is you have weapon set 1 passive points onto aura magnitude because my scepter's on weapon set 1. So, yeah, so I'll be probably maybe changing this out, but yeah, just to kind of let you guys know. One thing to note too is that everything I say here, it's already going to be updated into the build. So got any questions regarding that, just feel free to comment down below, and I also will be updating it into the build. So yeah, so Craving Slaughter here, my instill of course, and yeah, so that's pretty much all the changes to the build. Otherwise, oh yeah, Ascendancy is still the same. We're not gonna go through much of that. Still more focused on pin, and then I have glory per second, and then yeah, so nothing has changed in regard to Ascendancy. So yeah. Anyways, I'm sure you guys want to see me run some maps, since basically the build update portion of the video is over. So I'm gonna go run some map for you guys, just to show you guys all the changes here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and run some maps here. So yeah, I'll go penitentiary. So I'm gonna go with this one. This one has curses on it. I don't even know why I have 5 mod there. That was weird. I'm gonna add some exalts to it after then. Yeah, okay. This map has ignited ground. Ignite is a big issue for me, but I can kind of out-regen it, so yeah, it's not really that big of a deal, but it can be a deal to people that don't have a lot of fire resistance. So yeah. So yeah, my Trinity is still running as good as here because my elemental damage is really balanced. So Trinity is still working at full effect here. But yeah, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to weapon swap here. And then here. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button for a sec. I'm so used to pressing X because that was the default, but I changed it to F, so to make it easier on my fingers. So, but this build does definitely require some pretty fast fingers, that's for sure. But yeah, so I'm gonna go next to a banner here, pop some buffs ready. There you go. I'm just kind of standing here and just wait for this thing to pop up. Alright, it's about to pop up. There you go. But yeah. Okay. Now, like I said, if you want to use Headhunter, you're more than welcome to, but you're going to miss out on reduced effect of curses if you do that. So, it's kind of a personal preference, really, but yeah. But I just like using items that are more like well-rounded than just kind of niche, you know, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. So, there you go. So I only really need to pop the banners when I, like, need the buff. Otherwise, for just normal, like, kind of combat like this, I don't need to use it. I only need to use it when I need to use it, so... And then you might be wondering, like, oh, you can get the same level of buffs with Headhunter. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you can. Sure. But, you have a more universal solution here that also helps other people, too, so... Tactician is meant as a like supporting ascendancy rather than a lone wolf ascendancy. So, but if you could still run it like a lone wolf ascendancy kind of thing if you just don't play with a party. But I do have some friends that I do play in a party with, so I actually kind of like it. So I'll do this expedition here. Okay, I'll buff myself again. Yeah, these Abyss are just no problem when I'm running all these banners and just having all this extra damage to work around with. But yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and start this expedition here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and rebuff here. So let's go and do that. But yeah. The weapon swapping really does help and elevates the build even more, so I actually like it. But I know some people that they probably won't because they probably don't like to press a lot of buttons. So it's kind of personal preference, but if you like that kind of thing, you will definitely like the weapon swapping portion to the build. So, yeah. Yeah, look, I stand on this. See, I'm not affected by curses. It says 0. And Feeble won't affect me. This also applies in, like, Trala Sekimas, where if you're cursed with Enfeeble, it won't affect you. Or, it'll still affect you, but you're not really affected by it, if you know what I mean. So, really nice for, like, Trala Sekimas. Another reason why I don't really want to run Headhunter on the build too is because of the fact if you get Shroudwalker and you're teleporting everywhere and you're trying to use banners, it just becomes really difficult to take advantage of banner buffs when you need it, you know? Even though you probably won't even need it when you have it, so... yeah, it's just kind of personal preference. Yeah, as you can see, you know, Time of Need removes the Ignite, not a big deal, so... Okay, we're gonna go finish here. Got another rare mob here. We'll go find it here. It's probably up here, maybe? I don't know. And there's an experience shrine here that I didn't even get. All good. Not even super worried about it, to be honest. Because I'm just not really I'm just kind of screwing around, you know? You know how it is. I like to screw around sometimes, you know? Sometimes it leads to my death, though, and sometimes I have a really bad habit of doing that, so... yeah. Okay, I think that'll be it then. I'm not even gonna bother to look for the last one. So, oh wait, no, actually might know. It's just a little area here I didn't explore. Okay, yeah. All right, there. Okay, now we're done. Let's get out of here. Alright, we're gonna go run another map for you guys. Okay, ooh, there's a creek here. I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So let me go show you the banner canceling tech to kind of, take advantage of all the extra rage. So my rage is regenning with Eternal Rage, as you can see here. But see, it's just running to 48, right? So I swap to this, right? The Scepter, and then all I do. So I need to have at least 2 banners available off cooldown, you know. But basically, I'll go over here. This mostly works for bosses because you want to do like a lot of burst damage. But it still will benefit you even if you don't use this tech. But basically, I'll show you how it works here. But basically, you know, my banners are off cooldown. All I gotta do is basically I have to cancel banner uses, so I have to like alternate between 2 buttons. But basically, as you can see, my rage went up. This is a lot easier when you don't have a lot of skill speed. It is harder if you have a lot of skill speed, so it's better when you don't have a lot of skill speed to do it, but it's not really like that important, but it's a little cool trick to know. So I'll just go ahead and do it on this guy here. Yeah, it's kind of like an extra thing, but you don't really need to do it. But basically, you basically run it like this. So see how I got all that extra rage? It's still regenning too, so I got to take advantage of that like 6-second window. But yeah, basically cancel uses between it. So It's easier to show you in the hideout than in here, which I'll probably just show you guys in the hideout. So, yeah. Got a little shrine here with some speed. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Okay. But yeah, the banner methods with the scepter, really good for boss fights. If you especially like prolonged boss fights, but yeah. Just to get some like quick attack damage. So like right here, I'm going to pop some more. Just like that. So when I do have these banners active, just look at my resist here. So I'm standing in here. Look at that. I am at 80. I'll just show you here real quick. So I'm going to use it again. So if I pop it open again, like this. 83 max resist, 81 armor right here. Oh, you can't even see it. Here, let me just turn off my camera here real quick. There you go. Now you guys can see it. So as you can see, 80, 83. So I just get huge defensive bonus from using like 3 banners right here. So I'll just show you one more time. See that? So I'm just more resilient to elemental damage, and I take more physical damage as well, which is really nice. So yeah. So the boss is up there. We're gonna go run up there real quick. Oh, we got another breach here. We'll just go ahead and rock it. Why not? Yeah, as you can see, it's just he just tanks everything. Like elemental damage hits wise, like I could just absolutely tank. Look at this fireball here. See that? Just tank it in the face. I think I just tanked it right when it expired, but yeah, you get the idea. I'll just go ahead and just do it again. See that? I just tanked it. Tanked another one. But yeah, you get the idea. Okay, so I think it's on the other side here. And normally those fireballs do a lot of damage to you. They hurt really hard sometimes. So yeah. So can I just not get to the boss over there? I don't know. But oh wait, no, never mind. We're good. I'm gonna go ahead and buff myself here. Go buff ourselves again for this little thing here. There you go. Clear just like that. I don't need to spam 1,000 grenades just to clear an abyss mob. Or play your Stormblast bolts to do that. I know they can be tough, but you know, you get the idea. But yeah, I don't need to do that. It makes it more efficient and easy, you know? Yeah, alright, we're gonna go ahead here. Get ready for buffs here. Oh, there's an abyss here too. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, and then do Stormblast at long range and get him. There you go, just like that. Map done. Minus the strongbox. We'll go find the other one here and just get that real quick. But yeah, only really need to use this triple banner setup if you need the extra defenses or if you're farming like really difficult maps where if you don't have those defenses, you could get one-shotted. I wouldn't say this works reliably on, say, pinnacle bosses, but for maps, it works extremely well. So just keep that in mind here. So yeah, here's the other mob here. It just disappeared. I don't know. I don't know where it went. Okay, I don't know where it went. Okay, I guess it's just... That's it then. Alright. Next map. I'm gonna go get these with, here. Yeah. Yeah, for some reason they didn't have, 0 revives on them, so that was kind of weird. Right. We'll go Rust Bowl. Why not? That'd be nice. But yeah, I would say maps with like crit damage bonus are like really dangerous. Not a lot of people like to run those maps in my opinion, because that could just mean chances of you getting one shot is a lot higher. So yeah. I'll go ahead and get ready to buff myself here. Oh hell, what do you know? There's a researcher's box right up there. Isn't that nice? Normally I don't ever get lucky though. I will get it later when I come back around. Okay, we're gonna go buff ourselves again. And here it comes. Another one of these. It's hard to ritual. Oh hey, what did I just drop? What did I just drop? I heard a cool drop just now. Must be... Oh, here's a divine orb. What do you know? Thanks, game. Love you, game. Go down here, another abyss. I'm gonna get ready to buff myself here. Do it. Okay, one here. Let's see down. Okay. Somewhere there. Somewhere around here. We'll start this here. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, there's even 2 pits here too. Look at you know. That's nice. Okay. More bits here. It's not a big deal. Over here. Yeah, as you see, cursors don't even affect me. I got hit by 2, it just still said 0. Nope, another 0. Just like that. Alright. Then we got a strong box, which we'll go find here. Let me go see what it's on my tree here. Oh. Yeah. Alright. Alright, let me go open this real quick. I want to see what I get. I'm not expecting anything good, because my luck is usually really bad with these, so why not?
Let's see what's inside.
Regal Orb. Okay. Pack Desire? Huh. That could be useful, maybe, since I'm using Rage. Okay. We'll just go for the last one just for the lulz. I'm not gonna get anything good, watch. I told you. Happens every time, man. Every single time. I ain't surprised at this point. So, yeah. Alright, let's get the heck out of here, I guess. Okay. Go ahead and get this here. Yeah, that's pretty much it then. Yeah, we'll just get out of here. Okay, another map. Here we go. Do like 3 more, then call it good. Why don't we do... Oh, it's a good... We'll go into the mire. Yeah, we'll go into the mire. This is the third map now, because we got 2 more. Do it. But the flask regen, since I do use my flask a lot, does come in handy in times where you can't easily get a lot of flask charges, so passive flask regen is quite nice. Okay. I'll just go through here, please, thank you. Ooh, another one of these maps here. Pop the banner. There you go. Oh, there's 2 pits here. This is gonna be nice. I got them both? Wow. That's cool. So something to note with the presence effect of Alpha Howl, it's particularly good if you're ranged, because even if you don't have to be directly close to them to really have the most effectiveness with the Herald armor. You can just be at a reasonable distance and be just fine. Yeah, look, we got a depths too. What do you know? That's pretty cool. I'll come back to it later. Go. Okay, one more rare over there, it looks like, I think. Yeah, let's go get it. And we're done! Besides going down the depths here. Go ahead and go down. Okay, we're out of here. Okay, we're done. Got 2 more maps to run. And, yeah, we'll call it good after that. I'll do Lumen Field. That's a pretty dense map. I had 5, I think, yeah. I hope that's 5. I might have miscounted. No, I think it's 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5. Or maybe 4. We'll just run another good one, just for good measure, you know? If we need to. Not a big deal. Another thing, too, that I should probably mention, if you do switch to the Scepter to use the banners, your immunity to chill, if you have more blue gems, doesn't seem to work anymore. I don't know why that's the case. Maybe I gotta change something in it, but, yeah, once that happens, you won't be immune to chill anymore, so I don't know why that's the case, but yeah. Go.
I'm gonna get ya. Oh, sure done it now. Reloading.
And we got one more rare, so we're gonna go find that here real quick. Alright, we're pretty much done. We'll call it good. Okay, I think I ran 5 maps. I think we're good. I'm gonna just run one more for good measure, though. So let me see if I can find one here. Oh no, yeah, I didn't. Okay, this is the last map then. Okay, so this will be, I think, my 5th or 6th map, but yeah, it'll be the last one for the build video, and then we'll call it good after that. So yeah, let's go one with and some packs in there too, shall we? Just trying to find it here. I don't think it really matters. We'll just go Confluence. I do like this map, to be honest. I'll actually like it. One of my favorites. Alright, let's do it. Another thing too with the banners, and I don't know if it's just a bug, but sometimes even after you run past them and they expire eventually, sometimes if you run over to that area again, they just still give you the buff for some reason. It's just kind of weird. I don't know why it does that. It's kind of weird. It's a weird kind of usage with it. We're almost done here. What's the last mobs? I don't know. Maybe it's in the, huh. Not in plain sight, I guess? I don't know. We'll just go to the boss then.
Just get better and better.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not spawning. Kind of weird. That's the last abyss I gotta do, but it's not, I'm probably missing something here. Yeah, I don't know. Oh well. Always the lingering mobs for some reason. Probably just sitting nearby here. Okay, well. Weird. Okay. Okay, I guess we'll just call it good then. Alright. Okay. Alright. Before I end off the video here, I'm gonna show you guys how to banner cancel. So, let me just let myself regenerate here. Anyway, yeah, so that's the maps for the current version of the build. I would run even harder maps, but sometimes my game would just lag so bad that sometimes it's just not bearable. But I do like to run my maps even harder than usual sometimes, from time to time. But basically, yeah, so that's the maps. So let me just show you how to banner cancel here. So, as you can see, I have 3 banners ready to go. So, I have one on my middle mouse button, Q and E, so all you have to do is just kind of and then see that, and you're taking full advantage of that rage within that 6-second window, because it's based on how many times you use it in the past 6 seconds. So, which is really cool, actually. Cool little trick to know if you want to set up for high damage burst kills on bosses. So it's really powerful in that regard. So I'll just show you guys one more time here. So I'll just show you guys how it works. So basically it just goes like this. And if you just do it right, you could just time it, and it just, you could do it like really long, set up for a kill, and boom, just like that. So when you weapon swap back, because I don't have, since I do lose the benefits of rage from, I don't remember what it was, but so when I weapon swap, right, basically I lose like 14 rage, but when I go back it still regens after that. So when you do switch sets, because I took away these passives here, which I lose about 14 rage, that's why my rage goes down. So when I swap it back to the scepter, because I took points away from that, I lost 14 rage. So now I'm gonna do it one more time for you guys. So you basically keep doing it until your rage fully regens, and then just kind of place it down. Swap back. And then by the time, just burst kill the boss just like that. So yeah, so alright. So that's pretty much the end of the build guide update video. So if you guys have any questions for me, comments, concerns, whatever it may be, you're more than welcome to ask me in the comments. I'm more than happy to help you guys that are wishing to follow the build. Of course, the build's going to get updated and fully finalized on Max Roll. I am working on a mobile Linux version of the build in the future when I get time to write it up. But with that being said, thank you all for watching the build update video. And I know I said this wasn't going to be long, but it ended up being long again, so apologies for that, but it's for good reasons. So with that being said, have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you guys later. You can catch me live on Twitch and YouTube. But other than that, be sure to subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitch if you guys want to see more of the build on stream. So, yeah. With that being said, take care, everybody. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.